Anyway, do we do intros now? How do we do this? It's been so long.
Welcome to the New Music Podcast. We are your two regular jackals from upstate New York. My name is Reverend Kyle.
And I'm Hail Satan.
There it is.
No, I'm Patrick. My name is Pat Daddy.
And we have our lovely guest again, Lucas Bishop from Downfall of Mankind. And I actually did not stumble my words that time. Let's get it. Fuck yeah, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's not Downfall of Humanity.
How are you, Lucas?
I'm doing great, man. And it's great to be back on the show. You guys kill it. I fucking love both of y'all.
Oh,
thank you. Thank you, my dude. It means a lot. It really does. Now, I haven't re-listened to our last podcast in a while, so I don't remember what we talked about last time.
Well,
the only thing I remember is from the clip that I made where we fucked with Kyle. That's the only thing I remember.
But I mean, how not to? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
that's true.
You look at this guy, and the first thing that comes up to your head, it's pretty much like emotional damage.
Emotional damage. Literally, that's literally.
We're quoting TikTok in the first 60 seconds. How appropriate!
How fucking appropriate. So, I asked Pat, and I told him that this was going to be the first question back when you on it. How is this beautiful man single? I don't get it. How are you, this beautiful monstrous man? How are you single?
Wow,
the viewers want to know.
And not just Kyle.
Not just me.
Really,
no.
It's really funny. Like your very first question is that because I've got a very special person actually watching this through Discord because she wanted to see the interview and everything. And I just recently started dating this person. So to answer your question, this man is no longer single. But
yeah, you've been flirting with me in my comments, so I'm pissed.
But I mean, I'm always gonna flirt with the homies. That's
yeah, of course.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Always.
Oh shit!
She better get used to it. Yeah, so let's not disclose any crazy kinks or say anything too crazy to get this man single again.
I mean, Kyle knows what to do.
That's true. That's true. Oh my god. So you have been literally killing the covers lately. Like you've been killing them. Just go over some of the covers that you've done. Because there's a lot. There's a lot.
And there's a lot more to come as well. Apart from the new record from Downfall that we're gonna launch in April. And I'm already tossing that out there. Nobody knows that, but I'm gonna toss that out there because I don't know when the interview is coming out.
Do you know the date of this actual date? I'm just curious.
That I cannot disclose.
Yeah,
because of contractual reasons, I cannot disclose that.
All right, you can tell us after. You can tell us after.
Right. But it's coming out in April. There's the new label announcement coming out. If not this week, the beginning of next week, the label is going to launch the album. But going back into the covers, I just launched recently. Shadow of Intent, I believe the Catacombs, the one that had Jason Evans and Dickie Allen, which was one of the most difficult that I've ever recorded because like doing 3 vocalists by one person in one track, it's quite tricky, but I think I managed to pull it off just all right in terms of it. I'm also the one doing the
3 vocals. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I'm also doing the mixing of everything, like all the editing and everything. So it takes a bit more time. But I just started like doing this because I didn't know what recording was before. So I just bought like a bunch of equipment. I set up a studio in my room, and now I'm doing everything.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I launched To the Hellfire by Lona Shore today, and I guess you guys watched it. Because I saw the likes on the post and everything.
No, I didn't watch it. I just hearted it. That's fucked. That is so fucked.
But it's so true. It's so true. So many people do that, though.
Yeah, that's true, though.
But yo, let me tell you something. I've made some research before, like actually releasing. It's really hard to find actually people who did the whole song, but you're gonna find like 1,000 of people who just recorded the breakdown. The weird stuff that Ramos does. But yeah, exactly.
I want to try it so bad. Every time I do that, it makes me gag. I don't understand.
You know what's funny about that, though? Try doing the snort, but apply like a poly or a tunnel tongue placement, and it really changes the way that snort sounds.
Like, I haven't practiced harsh vocals at all. So
I mean, last time we did this, you had some pretty nasty, gnarly vocals, as I remember.
I probably don't know.
Light a fire under this man's ass. I've got tracks ready to go for him, and he told me the other day my voice is gone. You know how
my voice is fucked, dude.
Dude, my heart sank when I heard that because I'm like, oh
yeah,
man,
so
that means I gotta write vocals to these fucking songs. Are you gonna make me do that, Kyle?
Well, I'll try. It's not that big of a deal, but like I've tried other like different songs in the car, obviously, because that's what we do. Vocalists do it in the car, and I just couldn't. It was either my voice was just, or my throat was just too dry, or it was just I haven't practiced in a hot minute. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta redo everything again. Well, I've been mostly doing cleans, so that doesn't really help either.
Funny you mentioned cleans, because I've recorded just about like a couple hours ago a cover for the song Grave Singer by Shadow Leviton as well, and there's like the whole chorus, it's clean vocals on that part, and I recorded it, and it sounds super good. It surprisingly sounded good because it was my very first time kind of doing clean vocals. I'm trying to do some Ice Nine Kills covers as well, because first of all, why not? And second of all, the band is amazing. Their latest album just kills everything out there, you know. And I'm trying to do. I also recorded and I'm going way back with this one. I recorded the Acacia Strain vocal cover as well that I'm going to release. I don't know if you guys fuck with it. I do. It's like I kind of started with it.
Acacia Strain is like, it's got to be like the right album for me. I don't know why. It just has to be the right song and shit, but I'm pretty sure you'll fucking destroy it anyway, so it really doesn't matter.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. And before I hopped on the interview, I was recording Off the Abyss from Lawrence Short as well. I was recording that track. That breakdown just
really
tosses me to the wall.
That's so wild on the cover. Like I get why that song is as hype as it is, but Of the Abyss is definitely the best track off the album.
For me, yes. That breakdown, the structure for the whole thing is just like so well managed by the way when it stops and when it comes back on a low key and when it goes to the higher keys. And for me, it's just the best placements for everything. And that's why I want to do the cover of that track, because then by doing that, I think I'm going to get the best of displaying my vocal range and every different possible scenario within one track. Other than that, I'm going to have to do Infant and Annihilator, and I don't feel like adding a bunch of FX, to make it look exactly like it.
I feel that. I do, because there are times where I've wanted to like cover something like Cunt Crusher, and even though the Dan stuff isn't quite as intense as like the Dickie Allen stuff, it's just it's still Infinite Annihilator. It's still wild.
I mean, you could also fight about that too. You could also fight about that too. Like, no, they have the same.
Come on, Dan Watson's. I think Dan Watson's voice was way much more raw and original to what it was than Dickie's. I mean, Dickie's voice, it's really good. And if you listen to what's the name of his other band? Scumfuck, I believe. It kind of has the same register in some sort of way, but it's. I mean, I just think Dan's. It's a bit more organic. If you understand what I'm saying.
No, I get what you're saying.
Well, we got to look at it from like the approach, and if you think about it, Dan is a performing vocalist, no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
Dickie looks at all of the Dan Danny, Jesus Christ, like I like completely brain farted there. Dickie will look at it as like a voice acting approach. So for him, quite the same, and like that's why the end result winds up being as different.
Right. Although I would have a thing or two to say about the latest Enterprise Earth album.
Go for it.
Overall, I mean, I went through like once or twice through the album and everything, but that first track just throws me off. Like if I was the kind of person to listen to one track and then kind of just don't go through the whole thing, I would have stopped it in the first track. And I'm being completely honest about it.
Do you think it would have been like if it was better in a different, like it'd be like third or fourth in the album, or is it just that song where you're like,
I just don't think it's the approach that Enterprises should have been taking right now.
Gotcha.
You know, I know that all the deathcore bands are trying to do different stuff, and you even see like slamming brutal death metal bands taking like different approach. Like if you take by bands like Extermination, Dismemberment, I don't know if you guys know about it.
Yeah, actually, I'm glad you brought them up because they are a great example of a slam band that's trying to do something other than just slam.
Exactly. It's like when we started with the symphonic slamming deathcore back in 2019, I'm sure that there was bands already doing, which I didn't know of. And then when I saw Extermination, Dismemberment mixing the slam with the orchestras, and I was like, okay, so it's working. You know, people are actually seeing it differently. They're taking a little their heads out of the Ooga Ooga metal slam from 2008, 2009, and they're doing different things right now. So when I heard first track from the latest, I don't recall right now the name of the album from Enterprise, the last one. I don't know if you guys can refresh my mind.
I don't think I would.
How's it called?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
But then I heard that first track. I was in a car on a trip, and that first song came in, and it just sounded like As Blood Runs Black, like halfway through the track, and then the sort of a clean starting coming out. Then I was like, I would stop right there, and I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna move forward. But then I heard the whole thing, and the album is pretty cool. I'll give it an 8 out of 10, pretty much.
The Chosen,
it's just a couple. The Chosen. But those are the couple things that kind of threw me off way through, like those cleans from Dan maybe wasn't the right choice for this album.
And that's totally fair.
But that's me.
I think it's totally fair that for some people, I'm lagging like crazy, aren't I?
Well, but okay. I am too, so don't even worry about it.
And Kyle too.
Jesus.
Oh yeah.
All right, we'll bear through it. But what I was gonna say is that like it's interesting that like there's gonna be a lot of like divide amongst deathcore fans that are either pro clean vocals or not. But then there's gonna be, which is most of us, who are gonna depend. It's gonna depend on the project. Some of us are gonna say Whitechapel did it best, and some of us are gonna say, which is my personal preference right now, Worm Shepherd did it the best.
Yeah, true.
That's.
I'm not. I don't consider myself part of either the ones that think cleans are not correct for deathcore, or the ones that think that they are correct. I just, it's pretty much what you said. I just think if it fits, it fits. It's still metal for me, regardless if it's deathcore or not. Okay, this is the humble comment of a fellow musician. Okay, because if I want to toss cleans on my band, if any pricing that doesn't work, I'm the first one who's going to take it out. You know, I'm not going to just wait around to be beaten by the community, which we know what it is made of. Our community, our ghetto community.
Yeah,
we just don't want to throw ourselves to the lions. You know what I'm saying? Just like the new Worm Shepherd record, it's massive. It's great. This band just started, and they're already like up here. Like
the
it's
fucking
great.
Kid's
I'm very
like
happy.
19. The kid's 19.
Oh yeah, I used to talk with Devin like way before he even started, like with the idea of creating Worm Shepherd and everything. He's a great kid. He's very talented, and I wish nothing but the best of these guys. And this is, and like Pat said, this is the perfect example. I think they take the chunk on that one.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, I mean, like when we did our reaction video to the one song, I truly believe that they are more black metal than they are deathcore at this point, especially with this last album. But the fact that they took that black metal approach and still said, we're going to throw some low cleans into this and we're going to fucking make it work. And that was surprising.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But we can't deny that, like, all right, bringing it back to Shadow of Intent, though, that one becomes arguable. Is what Chris Wiseman's doing during those moments. A lot of people say that isn't clean singing, that's pitched screams because it's belted the way that it is. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to take that away from Shadow of Intent, because even though it's not Ben doing the cleans, and even though it might be perceivably a scream because of the way it's done, it's still clean singing.
Yeah, but I don't think those cleans are done by Chris. I think those cleans are done by the bass player.
Oh, that's the bass player?
Yeah, it's the bass player.
Because I remember on the last record, Chris had done something very similar, so it was my assumption that it was Chris doing it.
You're talking about the record, or you're talking about what is it called?
Melancholy.
Melancholy, yeah.
On Melancholy, Chris did some vocals on it that were kind of like pitched screams that I wound up making the leap to thinking that the cleans on this record, Elegy, was Chris. That's how I drew that connection. So I just made that assumption. I wasn't aware it was the bassist. Either way, it works, and that's what matters.
It does, but what that's gonna be me making your question. I was just like, what do you think of this last Shadow of Intent album? But bear in mind, we share the same producer, them and us. So it's this is a completely unbiased opinion in my end in that case.
Well, is that Chris then?
He lagged and I couldn't hear
I'm
the
sorry.
question.
Is that Chris?
Yeah, Chris Donaldson. Yeah, from Cryptopsy.
Okay. Either way, I like it. And I haven't found a reason to complain about it. What I do think, though, is that you're going to see, and I made a post about it that got kind of a bit heated, that you're going to see melodic death metal show up in deathcore now a lot more because of this record, because of the impact that Shadow of Intent has and the influence that they have. But then you're going to have pushback from the Mellow Death scene, especially the European side, where they're going to say, this has been here all along. You're just now hopping on because of Shadow of Intent.
Right.
And so it's going to take a little while for that to become kind of cool.
To kind of
but I definitely see it coming. Yeah. I definitely see it coming.
All right. So this will be a great break. We will be right back because we have 1 minute and 37 seconds left. And then it'll just end. So we'll be right back.
Where do we want to pick up?
I don't remember where we left off, but we're going to roll right into it. Oh, it was the Shadow of Intent.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly where we left off on it, but I do remember saying that, like, I do think that, like, Mellow Death is going to come back in the next couple years, and it's going to be thanks to Shadow of Intent, and the Mellow Death scene is going to be resentful for it.
I see that coming. Yeah. It's going to be like, well, and then it's going to be like, who did it first? It'll be that dick chase again. It'd be like, who did it first? No, it was
At
this
the gates.
No, it was this. Yeah.
Well, that's the real answer.
At the gates, no questions asked.
But then there'll be some asshole to be like, no, it was this album. It was this person in 2021. It's like, no, that's not it, dude.
No, I think...
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you.
No, wow. I think all the experts agree. No, I think pretty much all the voices that actually matter about this topic agree that it was
no questions asked.
Yeah.
I mean, you can ask me now, you can ask me 5 years from now, you can ask me 10 years from now.
You can ask me when I have dementia, I will fucking know it. I may not know who the fuck you are, but I know that.
Yep.
Listen, man, I barely remember my name, but I know who invented Mellow Death.
Yeah, it was just, dude, I don't even know how old I am, but Mellow Deaths, I fucking know that shit.
And I'm gonna tell you something in regards to that. Like, since we're speaking about at the gates and everything, I never thought in my not so long career as a metal vocalist or a musician or whatever you want to name it and call it, that I would one day this stage with At the Gates. And this is happening June this year in the country, in Portugal. We are playing in a festival where the two headliners are At the Gates, and this one's gonna be a bit funny, and Manowar.
Oh,
I never
way.
thought.
Interesting.
That's amazing.
I never thought in my entire life as a metal fan or metal musician, anything, that I would be sharing stages with At the Gates, but most of it, Manowar.
Yeah.
On a core band. I never thought this would be possible, and it is possible.
Oh my fucking
That's
god.
beautiful.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm
stoked
so
for you, man.
down with that. Yeah, I'm so fucking down with that. Wait a minute. What the fuck? Oh,
the very first deathcore band sharing the stages with Manowar. Let's point that out.
You should ask them if that's the first time they've shared the stage.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna ask them that. But yeah, the headliner our day, because Manowar plays. It's a 4-day festival. Manowar plays on the Thursday night. We play Saturday, and the headliner on our day it's Lacuna Coil.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's an interesting.
Yeah, that's an interesting.
That's an interesting so far. Bands.
Yeah.
Just that, I would have never thought that, like, just Lacuna Coil and those bands.
Oh, on the same day, you have Lacuna Coil, you have Oz, you have Decapitated, you have Interact from Spain, you have Human Vivisection from Belgium. You have so much stuff.
When I think of,
I'm flabbergasted. that's crazy. Oh my god!
Like, truthfully, when I think of Lacuna Coil, I think of like Nightwish. I think of like newer Opeth. Like,
exactly,
those bands make sense for that. But like, this is heavy for that. But I know that like some Lacuna Coil does get pretty heavy, so I'll give it that.
Define heavy. Tricky question.
No,
we're not doing that.
You can't.
We're not.
Too
this
subjective.
Is not a piss race, okay? We're not doing that.
No,
we're not doing that.
Who was it that made this post recently? It was Rose.
What makes a band heavy?
Yeah,
I saw that. What a weird band, because I used to listen to Rose Funeral way back. They came back with this Facebook page that they just post a bunch of merch and they're promising music out and everything, but I don't see really anything going on. And they just make this weird inquiries as like, what makes a band heavy? And then just a bunch of kids posting in that, just like, have a featuring with Rose Funeral. And I'm like, well, okay. You know,
I mean, that helps. That helps.
Okay. I guess.
Yeah. You know,
so do you think they're in the writing phase and they're just looking for hints to kind of like a good jumping off point?
I don't even know what they're doing at this point, honestly, because we've just been waiting for something new to come out, and then I just don't want it to be this. You know what I'm saying?
I think because you've already built up an expectation.
Yeah.
I mean, let's all agree that all of us here,
you're gonna be disappointed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's all agree that all of us here, we used to listen to Rose Funeral back then.
Oh yeah,
right. And just as Rose Funeral, as Blood Runs Back, if As Blood Burns Black comes back with a Facebook page and for like 2 years be teasing you, like, because it's been 2 years, and then when they come back and they just toss you something mediocre,
Yeah.
Like at your face, you're just gonna be like, "What was all that for? For cloud?
Sick,
what was
dude.
that for?
Yeah.
What was it for? Like,
I honestly think that very describes, and other people would disagree with me. I will say this: Attack on Attack. I think they did that. I think they did that. To be completely honest with you, I think they did the exact same thing that you just did, or that you just said, and they just did it for clout, and then they came back with this, and it's like, okay,
and like nobody talks about it anymore.
No.
Oh, I still talk about it.
I don't.
I mean, you about the attack, or you're talking about the newest stuff that they've released?
Well, I'm talking about both, because the thing is like they came back with the crab meme being like, this is what it is, we're bringing it back. They didn't crab once in any of the new shit, and I'm not saying that like the new shit was bad. What I'm saying is that the new shit, and that's fine. No, I get it. It's definitely not going to be up your alley. But what I think is this album release would have been fine under any other band if you had just not brought it back under the name Attack. I think I think people would have built, if you had targeted like the Crown the Empire fandom and just went down that rabbit hole, you would have done much better. But instead you built up this, you basically built it up to fall because you knew people were going to want Crab. You knew people were going to want basically Johnny Frank. We all just want Johnny Frank back in the band. I could care less if Austin Carlisle or Caleb Shomo comes back in the band. I know Johnny Frank could write circles around a new Attack album and still keep pumping out amazing shit with Bill Murray.
You also got to think everybody that you just listed could. Like, honestly, I think everybody that you just mentioned could.
I don't give a fuck. I just want Johnny Frank.
Well, I get that. I'm just saying. I get that.
What I'm saying is, what basically they're doing is like they're just giving you this huge boner, and then when you're about to come off, they just pull it out.
Yeah, blue ball.
I think that's
all blue ball.
That's not cool. They're just giving you a blue ball, and that's not cool. They're messing with the wrong fan base, because we're talking about MySpace Warped Tour people. You don't mess with these people, okay? You don't.
Now let's see here. If Attack brought it back the right way, they'd be on When We Were Young Fest.
Oh yeah, even though it's still a scam.
Not even a doubt.
No, it would be. No, yeah, absolutely. They would be. I honestly think they would be one of the top bands right now. At this current moment, I think they would be at least in top 10. At least.
I'm not
sure. It also depends
on
on what genre of music you put them in. The genre of list. I should have specified.
Right. But then you're gonna get into conflict with Skimo Cowboy as well.
Yeah, true.
Because Skimo Cowboy did it right.
I agree.
They took a long time. They came back and they literally launched an entire album with the same track 10 times. Hyper with different fucking bands featuring on it. Like, we buttered the bread with butter. They did with like rappers. They did with like everything you could have ever imagined. And now what's gonna happen? They're gonna have to change the name of the band.
Eskimo Callboy? Yeah. No, Eskimo Callboy is changing the name of their band, right?
Yeah, they're changing.
Yeah. And the thing is, and I'm gonna make a bold claim right here, right now. I think that America is falling off. I know I was lagging there, so I think America is falling off. I think America's falling off in terms of metal. All the best metal bands right now are, in my opinion, either in Japan, Canada, Australia, or Germany.
I mean, I can agree with that. I can like agree to that to an extent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I do agree with you. I'm not saying I don't agree with you, because there's definitely they blow us out of the water. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with what you said, but I would say that there is a couple more countries around Europe that are bringing some good metal as well. I can name you, Phil, Switzerland per se. Like they're bringing very good stuff. Like Switzerland, if I'm not mistaken, Paleface is from Switzerland.
That's right. Yeah.
I thought they were from. I honestly thought they were from the United States or at least Canada. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, they're from Switzerland.
No, listen to that guy talk. You could tell right away.
I've never heard him talk. I've just heard the music. So
yeah, they're from the German part of Switzerland.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's okay they didn't mention Portugal, but we're popping off a little. But it's
listen, you guys are sick. But I'm gonna be honest. I don't know any other bands in your area.
I don't know either, to be honest with you.
Dude, in Spain, you got so much good shit in Spain. Like you got Contract, you got 13 Blood Promises, you got Bone Carver from Spain.
That's right.
Oh yeah, Bone Carver.
Cannibal Grandpa. That's the old Cannibal Grandpa.
Yep.
You got shit like Spain.
We literally had them on the podcast. Wait a minute. We literally had those guys on the podcast, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. But as much as don't get me wrong. As much as I love that band, they're not doing well enough for me to put them in the top 5.
Unfortunately, they're not. That's the problem.
No, don't let me make sure that this doesn't get lost somehow. I fucking love what Bone Carver's doing.
Yeah,
right.
They're not being as well received as other bands. Like, let me just put it into perspective, really. Australia with bands like Thy Art Is Murder just being just one and Fit for an Autopsy. We'll just throw those two out there. Canada, Spirit Box and Brand of Sacrifice.
You got The Shot as well. Don't forget that.
Exactly. Like it's tough now. Really tough.
It's hard. It's hard.
What I'm talking about here is top 5 in terms. In a way, almost like how the market is taking it and how well received it is. Right. If we're talking about like what I enjoy more, I would definitely put Bone Carver in like my top 10 death metal bands right now. I love what they're doing.
Right. Yeah. But you're right. There's so much stuff coming out of Germany as well. I'm sure you guys know about Stillbirth as well.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever heard that band before, Stillbirth?
I've heard like talks of them.
If you haven't, you should definitely give it a go. Definitely.
I've heard talks, but I've never actually listened to them. I've heard people talk about them. I've never heard.
Right. And then you go a bit further, like Scotland, and then you got Potty Cannon that you probably.
Oh yeah, we had them on the podcast. We love those.
They were one
of
our first guests.
They're amazing, isn't it? They're super fun people.
Oh my god, they're great. We gotta hit them up again. We gotta hit them up again.
I just started talking to them on TikTok again because they're posting like short clips on their TikTok and shit, and it's fucking great.
Yeah,
I love it. I love seeing them back.
Going back to what Patrick was saying, we have like great stuff going on around Europe. We're just separating them by there's certain areas of Europe, like UK is not considered Europe because of Brexit. But then we separate like the beat down hardcore vibe all over like UK and Switzerland, and then we got the brutal death metal, slamming, whatever cocks and balls you want to call it, coming out of Germany. And then you get more symphonic and slamming deathcore coming out, and technical deathcore coming out of Spain and Portugal, so on and so forth. But I do agree with Patrick when he says that US is falling off in terms of like new good material. You have a whole lot of the same.
Yeah.
And US has a lot of nostalgia bands right now. And that to me is killing America in terms of metal bands faster than we realize. Because that nostalgia is an instant hit of dopamine, but it's very forgettable.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, I remember that shit, and then you go to the next band, like real quick.
No, literally, it's just the way it's been lately.
But honestly, every new material that it comes out, it's a shit to not kill what we love the most, which is metal per se, because more and more as it passes time, more and more you see, I'm not saying that I hated pop music or hip hop or rap. We'd rather listen to the old stuff than the new stuff because everything nowadays it's TikTok and it's something that it's gonna last for a month and then it's gonna be gone because somebody else is gonna build another, kind of song. What I'm saying, just give me a minute, please.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
And then, like, because everything, it's pretty much will be like a one hit kind of thing, and then it comes back. So I think every new thing, it's a good thing for the metal community because then we have new material constantly.
Now, my whole thing is that, like, I don't like pop rap by any means. Like, if we're going to talk, like, rap caviar on Spotify, no, I don't fuck with any of that.
Rap caviar.
No, like, that playlist on Spotify, I don't fuck with at all.
Not good. Not good. I've heard
I never even heard it. So I don't know what you're talking about.
That's like like when you go to Spotify, that is like the number one. But the shit that I'm like really looking into is the stuff like experimental, the trap metal shit, the emo rap shit, the alternative rap stuff to me is far more interesting than hyper auto-tuned sucking on T-Pain's dick type shit. That to me is the most annoying shit. Like, I would so much rather listen to the same 5 dubstep breakdowns rehashed over and over again with new samples than that shit.
At some point you have to understand something too. This is where the bread is. This is where people
that's the problem.
Are making loads and loads and loads of money. I don't do metal because I want to be rich. I do metal because it's what I'll do. It's the kind of music that drags me out of bed in the morning, and that's the kind of, and I'm going to put in between quotes, the kind of violence I want to portray to my fans, that when I want to see them having fun, and that if that's how they have fun, that's what I'm going to keep. And unfortunately, people rather do music for money than for passion nowadays.
Can you blame them though? Especially like right now.
Yeah, right now, absolutely.
I mean, look at them Fox called the Island Boys. They're making shitload of money. They never wrote a lyric. I know I'm being a boomer right now, but come on.
No, you're really not. I mean, it's funny because it's funny you say that because they're actually losing money now. So
I'm not sure, man. And honestly, let me tell you something. I think honestly, the whole like let's make fun of ourselves, it's planned at this point.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. Especially with some people.
It's all a fabrication.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think they're just that dumb, in my honest opinion. But that's just besides the point. I don't think they just play it. They actually are dumb. Like, but who knows? It might be a thing.
Yeah, they walked out in one of the most listened podcasts in the world.
Yeah, it was fucking Logan Paul or whatever. It was the Logan Paul.
They walked out like threatening people.
Well, here's the thing.
Looking at that, and I'm like,
here's the thing, though. I saw the clip of when they were walking out, and they actually got rid of the guy that made them walk out. Which I was like, that doesn't make any sense. He didn't say anything wrong for one.
No, he didn't.
I hate the podcast for one. I can't stand Logan Paul or anybody. I can't stand them. But it's like
I don't listen to it.
I just don't like the history and how he acts. He's great with money. He's great with money and great with social media. I cannot fucking stand him as a person. And the Paul brothers whatsoever. But that's besides the point. But he literally said, like, if this doesn't happen, like, let's say you guys have a falling out and you guys have something that you can lean your back on. which is the jewelry and stuff like that. And the guys lost their fucking mind. I was like, dude, he just went. He's not making fun of you. He's literally saying, hey, if this doesn't work out somehow, then there you go. And then they just like lost their minds. They were like, nope, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dude. And then they got rid of him. They got rid of the guy.
Okay, but that's the question though. Like, do you think they were dumb to the point of not understanding the comment of the host, or you think that whole walking out thing was planned?
I mean, see, that's a tough one because like you also gotta put into the guy getting fired in the situation too. So, well, not fired, but you know what I mean. He's off the podcast. You got to think that too.
Wait, he's off the podcast?
Yeah, he's off the podcast. So I don't think it was planned. Yeah, because of what he said.
No way.
That's what I've been hearing, and that's what I've been seeing. But who knows? It could be like you said. It could have been like, hey, they pull him aside, like, look, if you guys want to get clout, here you go. I want you to say this, and then you're gonna go. That could be a thing, but I also have seen that Logan took him off the pod completely. So I'm like, that's where you run into some brick walls of saying that could have been fake. Who knows? That could have been fake, and the getting rid of him could have been fake too. And he'll be back later on. Or he'll do a apology, and then he'll be back on. Well, I don't know. I try not to pay attention to it.
The reason I think that it's fake is because a lot of the shit that happens, the beefs that happen in UFC are staged. It's just for me, like I have a hard time believing.
I don't know about UFC. Boxing, I can see. Boxing, I can completely see because nobody fucking watches it.
I'll be the first to admit, like, watch any of that shit because I don't have the time to. But truth is, even if I did, like, when so much of it is an act, it would kind of take me out of it, which is why I don't watch wrestling. Not to say that that isn't an art form in and of itself. That's fine. I just personally, I think once you get to that level of stardom, you start to see how that, like, a lot of this is, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors to a lot of that. For me, it's hard to believe that any of it's actually real.
I mean, with all these YouTubers off and trying to fight professional fighters all of a sudden and everything, as far as Logan Paul challenged Mike Tyson for a fight, or was his brother or something like that?
It was Logan's brother that did that. And it's funny that Jake come up with that. Yeah, Jake. It's funny that you came up with that because one of his fighters or whatever, he was paid to take an L. I can't remember which one, but he said it on, it was some interview that he said it on. I can't remember who it was either, but it was one of them that he faced that was like, yeah, I got paid to lose to Logan or his brother or whatever. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense because you would have rocked this guy. Like, I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm not saying that they're bad fighters or anything. Because I'm a fighter myself. I train as well. But what I mean is, it's like they're literally challenging people that has been training for over like 15 years, 20. There are people who would rock the world if they wanted to. Yeah. You know, all of a sudden you see these YouTubers winning like $1 million fights, and it's just shady, man. At some point,
yeah, it's like, yeah, guys,
couldn't agree more.
I think we made a joke about that. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna fight this retired Walmart employee. It's gonna be lit.
We did make that joke.
We definitely did.
You said that Jake was gonna do that. We're gonna fight this retired Walmart greeter.
Like this retired Walmart greeter dude. Like, tickets are on sale right now for $200. Like,
and I'll tell you right now, if he lands one hit, that motherfucker's gonna get $1 million. Let's fucking get it.
Yeah. And I'll have my hand
because at the end of the day, dude, these guys, social media, marketing, they are smart in that sense. They know that people click on negatively charged content. They're going to keep putting out negatively charged content, find any way to have any kind of a storyline that people can cling to and be like, oh, I got to see that. Especially when you have a hated person like Jake Paul.
Yeah,
people are like,
oh,
let's put anybody up against Jake Paul because people want to see him get his ass kicked.
Yeah. Which one was the one who got canceled by walking into the Suicide Forest in Japan? Which one was it?
It was Logan.
It was Logan, right? I'm still amazed by how people still like look up to this guy. Like I honestly have no idea.
It's funny you say that because I'm gonna go on to that suicide thing. There was a guest that he had on a while ago, and it was just I don't remember who it was, but he was like, "Yeah, I've been to Japan and stuff like that. Have you ever been to Japan?" And Logan just looked at him. He didn't know what to say, and he was like, "Oh shit, I forgot it was you." He's like, "Yeah, that was me."
Wow.
Oh yeah, you have been there. I forgot about that.
It's kind of same thing happened with the what's the name of that guy who has an Italian name? The YouTuber has an Italian name. He plays pranks on people, and he kind of got canceled as well because they found out that like fucking 90% all staged.
It might be FouseyTube.
Not Vitali.
Oh,
is it Vitali his name?
Something like that. I know exactly who you're talking about. I can see his face, but
and then he just recently got arrested for assault as well. He just recently got arrested for assault. He was on drugs. He was heavily on drugs. There's a YouTube video from the police cam. He was heavily on drugs. Like,
I mean, we can also go up
to these people. They still make millions and millions.
You can also go back to let's go back to the Island Boy topic. One of the brothers is actually now getting hate because he beats his girlfriend. Like, and his girlfriend has posted videos and shit of her fucked up and him yelling at them, him yelling at her, and then she has videos of her beating the shit out of him. It's like, it's fucking ridiculous. Come on.
It's funny like happens a whole lot with deathcore vocalists as well lately with
oh my god,
like by
I'm not gonna
like sexually harassing their girls.
I'm telling you right now.
I mean, I just had it to I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. But I want to. Do we want to talk about the CJ is back?
CJ is back, man, with a new band, and
that's crazy.
I want to see it. I'm actually excited to hear it. I posted on, or I commented on everybody that shared that, saying, I wonder how long it's going to take him to fuck this up. Like, I got a feeling he's going to. That's what I said.
There it is.
I was dead ass. I was like, I commented on every single post that I saw because I was going to say it no matter what. And I was going to post our podcast on it for his apology video, just in case you fucking morons that are dick riding the asshole know what you're dick riding. Like, come on. Like, it's so funny, the comments.
Did you actually went through the 40 minutes video?
Oh yeah,
bro, we have it. Hold on. Our reaction to was a fucking movie length, all right? It was an hour and a half long because we sat there and we went through every little detail of that.
Everything.
We picked apart.
And it was funny because, like, there was a guy, I don't know if you're on the Pig Squeals and Breakdowns or the Deathcore Facebook groups, but there was this guy that commented, because you know how he's a barber. So he took a picture with him. He's like, look who I got for my new barber or whatever. And oh my God.
My barber's full of things or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know if you read the comments, but they
best comment section.
Top fucking tier comments. And the comments got shut off by the admins because they got so bad. It was like, I think the only thing that I said was like, did he piss on you or some shit? It was just like, oh, I got so many comments on that.
You had to. You just had to.
You had to.
Did he delete the comment or something? Can I still see it?
Yeah, you can probably still see it. Yeah, it's probably still up.
Okay, I'm gonna look for it.
It's just they blocked comments on it, but the
Yeah.
one that rings that I remember the most is someone saying, bet he didn't even question why the spray bottle was warm.
Oh my!
Could you imagine that though? Like, imagine actually being the guy in the chair, and you just feel that, and you're like, wait a minute.
You'd have to get up and fight that man. Like, there's no other. Like, no,
Yeah.
Like, you have to get up and beat the shit out of this dude. Like, you have to, out of respectfully for yourself. You need to respect yourself.
Speaking of vocalists that got canceled, have you guys heard anything else about the what's his name?
The Shrine of Malice guy?
The kid from Shrine of Malice?
I haven't heard anything about that dude.
Greg.
No, yeah, Greg Gilbert.
Greg has been very quiet. He still has his other band, Cries of Christ.
I would be quiet. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I got caught with that stupid shit, I would be very quiet for the rest of my life. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you know what? That's it. That's my whole career. I'm gonna go get a 9 to 5 now.
Seriously. He's lucky he's blue collar, average, everyday white guy name. Google the name Greg Gilbert. You'll find a million of them fuckers.
Okay.
He wants.
That is true.
He wants to hide.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, after I did that, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna go work at McDonald's or some shit. Like, I don't know what to do now.
Yeah, but I'm just speaking about it on the way that it's like, it's just hard for me as a musician seeing people so fucking talented, because that kid is extremely talented.
Oh yeah, I won't deny voice. I won't deny anybody's credibility in their vocal style. Like, CJ McCreery is he's an amazing vocalist. I will admit that. Oh, yeah. But it doesn't help that he's a piece of shit. That doesn't help. It's like going into the wrestling community about Chris Benoit killing his whole family and himself. But he was a good ass wrestler. Yeah, he was a good wrestler, but he didn't have to kill his family and himself. Like, that's not.
It makes sense.
Like, yeah, cool.
Could have done without that.
Yeah, could have done without that. You know, you could have done without Chris Benoiting your family. I don't know what you want. Like,
True. Well, I'm trying to keep myself on the good path and not trying to get, because we don't want none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, not even.
I don't know, man.
I don't even, it's like, I don't know, dude. It's like, also Tyler from Issues, that fucking guy too. I love him so much, but he needs to stop.
This one I don't know of.
If you look up the band Issues, by the way, my favorite all-time band. Apparently he ran into some controversy with, what band was it, Pat? It was one of the vocalists from another band. When he was like 17 or something like that.
Misfortune.
Yeah, Misfortune.
It was that band Misfortune. The singer of the band was a big fan, and so he kind of allowed Tyler to kind of coerce him and use his influence to kind of take advantage of him in a lot of ways. Because apparently Tyler, the way that, you know, the guy from Fortune, the way that he tells the story is that he was very pushy about his sexes, and just like to the point where it's like, hey, let's go, you know, fuck around behind the dumpster or some shit. Like, he was that desperate. Okay. And the thing is that like his credibility was brought into question very quickly when all that came out, because apparently he has a history of starting beef like that. But I don't know any of these people, so it's really hard for me to say like who I would say can, or like who can I vouch for, can or cannot be trusted in that sense.
I would hope it would be Tyler. I would really hope it would be Tyler, that he just didn't do that. Personally, I really hope. I really fucking hope.
But Kyle, the band is now like they don't even have a vocalist anymore.
I know
do you
that
know what they're doing with the next album?
No, I haven't heard anything because, like I said, because of this happening, Tyler had to leave the band, and they're probably just going to go all no vocalists, or they're going to do
no. They're going to hire a different vocalist for each track.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say they're just going to hire a different vocalist for each album or track, which I'm perfectly fine with. It's whatever, but you're not going to beat Tyler's voice. I'm sorry. I don't care who you put.
That's what they're going to for.
I know that. I know they're not going for that, but I'll always think that, nobody can beat Tyler in that band. That's just me. That's just me. But
no, I think what they're going for now, like I think the last thing I remember is their Twitter. I think their Twitter bio said instrumental boy band now or something like that.
Oh my god!
So they're really pivoting after this. Like,
I mean,
at least they didn't change their name to Rain City Drive.
Yo,
but let me just point out the fact that doesn't happen only with vocalists. It happens with like other members as well. As you guys know, it happened with the drummer from Attila.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Dude, you did hear about that. We talked about that on the podcast.
You got to understand, I was mostly drunk through all of it. Pat, you got to remember, I was drinking heavily through most of them.
So was I, but somehow me with hell. How did my memory allow to remember the shipping? Like
crack.
It's definitely the crack. The only thing that gets me out of bed in the morning is that sweet crack.
Love it. But no, I forgot about it. I forgot about it.
Yeah.
No, fuck, what are we even talking about? See, like, this is what I'm talking about.
We were talking about
what band are we talking about again?
Attila's drummer.
Attila. Cokehead.
Well, you also
if I remember right, it was cocaine and alcohol. And there was a
meth. There was involvement of meth as well.
Okay.
He was feeding this girl meth.
I remember the one thing I do remember is definitely true is that there was a back and forth toxic relationship between the two of them. And it was so problematic that they got kicked off the bus and kicked out of the band at that point.
Good God.
Apparently, like the peak of the situation was when she reported that he was, and I'm not even sure if I can say that, like ass raping her while she was unconscious on drugs.
That much is true. I remember that.
Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, Franz isn't the greatest person in the world either, but he's not, I don't think he's that bad.
Say something like this.
Like, come on, it's a fucking Attila with Franz. He got kicked off of his own fucking record label. Like, come on. How the fuck do you do that? Like, all right, I'm
and nobody talks about it.
And
don't you love how that works?
Talks about that. Like, all right, I'm gonna make Stay Sick Records. I'm gonna make Stay Sick Records. We have our own merch line. By the way, I'm gonna get kicked out for doing stupid shit a couple years later, but we're not gonna talk about that. Don't worry about it. Stay Sick merch is still going out, guys. Don't worry about that.
Dude, and I'm part of the problem with that one. I got to admit. I'm moving Stay Sick merch, and I did not intend to, but
yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I have one of their shirts. Like,
dude, this one.
I have this. I have that shirt.
I love that hat.
By
the way, I have a windbreaker. I have a windbreaker who was gifted to me by Franz, and I'm gonna go pick it up. Hold on.
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, weird flex.
I mean, come on. Not only he was wearing in the concert, that's a flex.
Now you gotta chill. I'm gonna grab my beer real quick.
Oh no.
Okay. Oh, no shit. Oh, I didn't even know that
one.
I want to fucking hit you.
That's like my biggest flex in life. I don't have anything else in life. It's that.
Damn.
I'm flexing.
I mean,
I'm always flexing. I never release.
I mean, we can flex, Pat, that we have some Metal Merch Co. merch that is never going to be out, probably.
I don't know if Metal Merch Co. is still around. I'm actually going to punch that in.
I hope. I'm not going to lie.
I don't even know if it's like my internet, but you guys are like correct.
No, it's ours. Don't worry. It's ours.
All right.
Because for Christ's sake,
I'll do my best to fix it.
I got the fucking nun tattooed on me. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's sick.
It's one of my favorite tattoos of all time. I love this fucking tattoo.
Tattoos. I think my favorite one that I have it on my body, it's from my favorite horror movie. So I got this Leatherface tattooed on my hand.
Ooh.
It's my favorite slasher movie of all time.
Since I've played
up here,
oh shit,
Leatherface here with the like right here.
Damn.
This is my favorite tattoo, bro.
Ever since I've played I don't know if you've played this, but Dead by Daylight. I don't know if you played that.
Yeah.
Ever since I've played Dead by Daylight, I cannot stand fucking Leatherface. I cannot fucking stand that prick. Every fucking time I play against him, they're either fucking terrible or they hit me with some bullshit. Like, I fucking hate Leatherface players so fucking much.
It's Leatherface.
No, Leatherface is just the fucking the fuck is that guy's name? The hillbilly. He's just the hillbilly reskinned. That's all he fucking is, and it irritates the shit out of me. If you want to play Leatherface, just fucking be a real fucking human being and just play fucking the Hick. Just play him. You'll be fine. He does the same shit. The only difference is he can run 5 million miles an hour. You have no fucking idea. Yeah. Like, the only difference is the fucking Hick can run across the map in a matter of 5 seconds because that stupid ass fucking chainsaw that he's got. Like, that's it. And then Leatherface, when he uses his chainsaw, he fucking throws it around like a fucking asshole and he one taps you. Like, fuck out of here. Fuck you.
It's his original move from the original movie.
Well, fuck that movie. Fuck that movie. I'm pissed.
By the way, speaking of which, there's a new one, a Netflix movie coming out February 23rd, if I'm not mistaken, on Netflix with the original actor who did the first Leatherface.
I'd have to actually tell my girlfriend that because she likes that kind of stuff.
Been kind of sleeping on horror movie, but the only one that I'm excited about right now is the new Hellraiser that they're supposed to be filming soon.
I'm excited about it at all. And it's not for the reasons that what I'm about to say. It's for the sake of keeping it original. So apparently this new Hellraiser, it's going to be a woman. Okay. And I have nothing against that. I have no problems whatsoever in making a new character, which is originally played by a male, to a woman, as long as you do it right. But by past experience of people making movies, changing the male character to the woman character, I'm so excited to watch because I love Hellraiser. I love like the new merch line that we just launched for the pre-tour. It's entirely dedicated to Hellraiser. And like just that the new Hellraiser, it's going to be played by a person who never played Hellraiser before. Kind of says it all. You know what I'm saying?
The reason is because this fulfills a lot of for me, if I'm being totally honest. I love the idea of Lady Hellraiser. I'm sorry.
Before Pat was going to say something, and I'm glad Pat said something because I was going to be like, and Lucas is canceled.
Listen, I'm a keep it real G.
I thought we were not going to talk about kinks and stuff, but I guess we're getting into it. Okay, fine.
Hey, I didn't say kinks. I said it fulfills fantasies. I didn't get too specific at all. I did.
That's true.
No, real talk though. I was thinking about getting a gender bent Hellraiser tattoo anyways. This was an idea based off of a really successful cosplay that happened a couple years ago. And I think that's so part of the reason why they went forward with the movie, because they saw how well that cosplay went. But I'm glad I didn't, because I want to wait and see how this movie's going to turn out and see if, I was in the right or in the wrong, really.
Yeah.
Either way, aesthetically, very pleasing to me. But I'll wait and see if the movie lives up to the hype.
But see if you can follow my idea into the perspective. Like I'm a big Nightmare on Elm Street fan. You know Elm Street, right? Freddy Krueger and the whole thing.
Of course.
Imagine they come back with a sequel right now, and instead of being Freddy Krueger, it's another character. Like it's a playing Freddy Krueger. Like they're making Lady Hellraiser, they would make like a Lady Krueger per se. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, would that be the correct idea? Like they did, and I'm gonna put it like they did the Ghostbusters only with women, and it's not as fun as when you watched it when you were a kid. And again, there's nothing wrong in doing movies like this. I just don't think it catches the same emotions that you had when you watched the movies back in the days.
I think the idea with doing this is inclusivity. Understand that. Like I'm all for that. But what I will say is that the market has proven to not be in favor of things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, for instance, the Ghostbusters reboot. Now, I was on board with I liked it. I did enjoy the newer Ghostbusters that had the all-female cast. But at the same time, I'm not the person that forms emotional attachments to movies the same way other people do.
Right. Yeah, because the internet fucking exploded. Yeah. People were really pissed about that. Like, dude, it's not that big of a deal. Okay.
I'm a big movie fan. I'm a huge movie fan. I watch movies all the time. So it's like, I just think some things don't need to be touched. But that's me, you know what I'm saying? It's just like,
yeah, I mean, I'd agree with that. Some movies definitely don't deserve to be touched. I mean,
and Hellraiser is one of them. Hellraiser, it's a huge classic, huge classic. And I don't know, man. I'll probably watch it and get disappointed at the end of it.
You know what I will say though is that, like, classically, like when people look at that first, especially that first Hellraiser movie, we see a lot of tropes of underground gay clubs, kind of aesthetically. All right, so when you think about it from that perspective, throwing a woman into the mix changes that a little bit. But at the same time, it breathes new light. It's a new idea. It's potential, but also, like, it's a lot of power to hold in your hands, because you could fumble at any given moment.
But hold on, because now you brought it up where I'm getting into it. All right. So you said it yourself that he brings a whole lot of the sadomasochist and the whole thing with the portray, the scenario the Hellraiser lives on, which is hell, basically. If it's a woman playing the character, will they be able to portray the exactly same thing as the original movies?
I think it would be a waste to consider that it would. And the reason why is because if you're going to go a different route, go a different route. You know what I mean? And I think that's you building. I think that's me, like, building off what you already said, which is, why not make it a new character? And I get that. Part of me thinks that they're going to take it the dominatrix route, which is, I feel like that's the only route you could take it, really. But I have to see it, because until we have the final product, there's no way to know for sure. And it's going to be all speculation until then. And even then, even if it is a fucking hit, Look at what happened with the latest It movies. You still have people shitting on it because it's not as good as the original, even though
Which one?
I'd argue it's pretty close.
Which one did you say?
The new movies.
I love it.
I've never seen them, so my girlfriend loves it.
I love the original and I love the new ones. Honestly, I love it.
And
they kept it up. They kept it a buck.
And it's interesting because like will no matter what it is, they won't be satisfied with it because it doesn't evoke the exact same feeling they had, and that comes back to nostalgia. And you can't recreate that feeling no matter how hard we try.
Nostalgia is great.
That happened to me. That happened to me when I saw this Jumanji, this new Jumanji movie that they released with The Rock and Jack Black.
Oh yeah.
I love the original, but then these new ones, I'm just like, what's that? You got literally the greatest cast you could ever had, like Kevin Hart, Jack Black, and The Rock in the same movie, but then it's just
subpar. Yeah.
And that's, I think the reason I'm able to enjoy these movies differently than a lot of people is that like I don't go into a lot of them with like built up expectations because I don't put like the older classic movie on as high as a pedestal as others do. So when I go into it with a much fresher perspective, and so I come out of it with like, okay, what like I guess that's kind of where I come from with movies. I thoroughly enjoyed both the new Jumanji movies. So I don't know.
Comparing to the original one, which one do you like the most?
Oh, if we're comparing it, the first one's definitely the best by a mile. But for me, it's not about which one's better. It's about how what was the experience? It was a different experience. It was still fun to me.
So we this is where we clash, because how I think this is like in order to make a movie related to the old ones, because it has the same name, it's supposed to have the same storyline, storyboard and whatnot, you got to make it either good as good. If you don't make me shiver and like get that adventure thing that I saw when I saw Jumanji for the first time, he ain't gonna give me the vibes, he ain't gonna fix, he ain't gonna give me the rush. You know what I'm saying? This is how I see movies.
Yep. And so usually when I hear that argument, the first thing that comes to my mind is, for you, what would it take to keep it on the same level, or at least close to the original? When we talk about a movie like Jumanji, the first thing I think is like, okay, there was that sense of, I guess, whimsy in the first half of the movie. Like you don't know where going, and then when shit hits the fan in such a bonkers way that like for 90s audiences, it's mind blowing. We look at Gen Z audiences and how they respond to this type of content. They're not going to have nostalgia lenses. They're going to have, what the fuck is this? I know that there's an older movie, but chances are I haven't seen it. So I think that's where a lot of younger filmmakers and like a lot of these reboots are coming from. That perspective is like, we have a younger, fresher audience that we're appealing to and not the old audience.
Right. I think that movie to have been perfect for me, they should have kept it as a board game. And
I agree
I'm not
with
being
that.
A boomer by saying that.
Yeah,
Just keep it as a board game.
No, you're completely correct.
That right there would have hit the spot. Keep it as a board game. That's it.
Yeah,
I agree with that 100%. I actually remember watching the trailer and being kind of disappointed.
Yeah, and it's funny because they made a video game about it too. They made a video game of Jumanji as well, and it's not good. It's not good at all.
I'm not gonna.
I wouldn't play it because I've seen videos of it, and I'm like, wow, this is fucking trash. Oh, this shit trash.
Is it worse? Is it worse than Fortnite?
Well, first of all, they didn't get any of the actors, so it's Jack Black, but it's not him talking. It's the same thing with Dwayne. It's the same thing with Kevin Hart. They don't.
So they're all impersonations.
Yeah, they're all impersonations. Yeah.
Okay.
Like Kevin Hart sounds like Chris Rock. Like fucking, like fucking Jack Black sounds like a generic white dude, and like The Rock sounds like some bodybuilder dude. Like, yeah, it's great. It's fucking great.
Okay.
Like, it's not worth like, I think it's like $25 right now.
That's fine. You're not gonna get a repeat play out of me.
Oh fuck no! I mean,
man.
No.
I wouldn't even like the game is like not even like I've seen gameplay and I've seen the ending of the games. It's literally just like a horde mode, and that's really it. You go to this spot, you kill a bunch of whatever the fucks, then you go to this spot, you kill a bunch of whatever the fucks. Level's done. Okay, cool. Like that's it. That's it.
So Crash Bandicoot. That's it.
I would have to say
accurate.
I would have to say, if you ever heard of Strange Brigade, it is a shittier version of Strange Brigade. Strange Brigade is basically the same thing that I said, but it actually has a story and it actually has like boss battles that actually mean something. But other than that, it's just a shittier version of Strange Brigade.
Now there's one movie that tried to do a reboot that has failed than any other, and that to me was the newer Chucky movie.
Okay.
I actually haven't heard anything about it. I'm not going to lie to you.
Hold on. The new Chucky movie, it's terrible off the bat, and I do agree with you completely. However, the new TV show, it's great.
I didn't even know there was a TV
If you haven't seen it,
I didn't even know that there was a TV show.
Yes, there's a whole full season of a TV show called Chucky. And if you haven't seen it, you should. It's with the original voice actor from Chucky.
Okay.
It's with the original actors from the first movie, and it's just amazing. It's very gory, it's very bloody, and it has the right amount of comedy as well.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay, so you have me on all of that, but there's one question I have, and this was my biggest point of contention with the new movie. Are we still keeping it to the voodoo idea, or are we fucking making this into a AI robot type bullshit?
It's kind of split.
Fuck me, man. I don't know. I'll give it a shot. Look, I'll give it a shot.
Please do. And next time we talk, you're gonna tell me, dude.
Yeah.
It's not capping. It's really good.
It's gonna be hard for me because like without actual component,
I'm very picky with that.
Yeah. So that's where like your point of view becomes like kind of important because of that. But at the same time, like for me with Chucky, what was great about it was that like spiritual element to it, the occult aspect to it, which was very prevalent in the 80s because of the Satanic Panic and all that. It just fits better than Techbio, which is a modern fear.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just like, to me, that's like where I kind of get a little bit of like a purist about it. Not that I ever really was that into Chucky to begin with, but for me, if we're gonna make it technophobic, that's where I lose interest, because I think that technophobia is like easily one of the most cringe things in the world.
Let me tell you something.
Chucky is the reason why I don't fuck with dolls. Chucky is the main reason I don't fuck with dolls. I'm serious. If I see a doll, I want that fucking thing out of this house. I don't give a fuck. Chucky is the one thing. I do not do dolls whatsoever. I don't do dolls. And I don't do children at all in horror movies. I don't do that shit. No. If I hear a kid laughing, I'm pissing myself. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm serious. If I hear a kid's laughter, like anything child related, fuck no. I'm leaving. No.
The biggest thing that made me go and watch a Chucky series, the new Chucky TV show, was the fact that 80% of the first season, it's entirely about Charles' serial killer life when he was on. So it's telling his whole backstory before and leading to the point where he became Chucky. So like the whole season, it's like flash in the whole episode is like flashbacks when he was a serial killer between the modern days when he's Chucky and he's trying to. So it's just like a clusterfuck of everything that has been going on, and it's very interesting.
When you describe it like that, it sounds like the perfect recipe for flip-flopping that you want to steer. For all intents and purposes, it sounds like it's supposed to be more like a prequel series, but also ties in things that happen in the future. So it's a little sequel type deal.
Exactly, but it's things that they've never done in the movies. They've never actually told the entire story of Charles Lee Ray. I think it's his name, Charles Lee Ray. They never told his entire story when he was a serial killer. And that TV show tells the story ever since he was a kid, when he first killed his friend as a kid. So yeah,
that's interesting. I'll definitely check that. You sold me on that one for sure. Damn.
And study about the cult and the Satanism and how to transport your spirit to a different body, and this. So he tells the whole story, how he got interested by it. It's very good. It's very fun.
Shit. I kind of want to move things over to talk to record if I could. Like, I kind of want to start asking, like, what can you tell us about the new
record? So it's 10 tracks. The new record is 10 beautiful, blasting, claustrophobic deathcore tracks. Symphonic deathcore, symphonic blacknet deathcore, you name it.
What do you mean by claustrophobic?
It's claustrophobic because it's a mix of everything you could ever put together in terms of like death metal subgenres. You're gonna find symphonic, you're gonna find slam, you're gonna find hardcore, you're gonna find everything in there. What else? We got some great featurings going on onto this new record. We got Kyle Anderson from Brand of Sacrifice in it. We got Caleb Brahan from Low Life as well. You guys probably
very nice.
I don't know if you've ever had him on a podcast. If not, you should.
He's a goal.
In fact, our track was the last track he recorded before being diagnosed with throat cancer.
Oh, holy shit.
Fucking stop. Damn, yeah. I didn't even know about that.
Wait, you guys didn't know that?
No, I didn't even know that he was diagnosed with throat cancer. I had no idea.
Yeah. He was diagnosed with throat cancer right after he recorded our track. And we can talk about a little bit of how that track went afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was the very last track he recorded before being diagnosed with, and I think he's doing pretty well right now. I talk to him like every now and then, and he's doing all right. He's doing his treatments and everything. He's not under any critical stance right now, which is very good because I love the dude. The dude is a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
We also have Julien Trouchon from a band from France called Benighted. You guys probably
I know who they are. Yeah.
Great guys as well. Great band. They're also in the record. We got Lois Diaz as well as the vocalist for Counteract. It's a deathcore band from Spain. Great kids. We're going on tour with them next month.
Oh, cool.
The track is just great. It was produced, mixed, and mastered by Christian Donato, and it's ready to go, man. We just can't wait. We already got the music videos down. It's ready to be released. It's going to probably be released within the next month or two. Can't say much about it, but it's already done.
So here's the other thing. So I know you guys have been on tour a little bit because you guys are not us, and we can't really do that. I mean, we can, but there's a lot of shit that we got to do. So that brings me to this question. Did you actually perform at least one of the newest songs in any of your concerts?
More than one.
I kind of figured you would have. I would. Oh
no,
yeah,
and,
I
and
would
the
too.
reason why is right now they only have 6 songs.
Yeah.
So like you got to fill the set somehow.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a given. I feel like you have to play one, if not two, depending on how much allotted set time you get. I feel like, you guys, you should be given that time. Your songs aren't that long. Like you should be definitely given.
They're not. And usually festivals where we play, we are given like 45, 50. We're giving like an hour and 20-minute set already that we had to fill.
All right, guys, we're gonna sing this first song that we just did. Hope you guys enjoy it.
And then after this new song, we're just gonna play. We're gonna just do the Pink Floyd. We're just gonna play that whole album.
You hear the fucking guy in the background, "Free Bird."
We'll do that one next.
Don't worry.
Pretty much. Nah, yeah, we've been constantly playing like songs from the new record as well. Of course, we're not advertised as like, oh, this next song is off our new record and it's called "Suck This Nuts." No, we're not doing that. But
all right, Amir, take a chill pill.
Right, exactly. But
now I want a metal version of Free Bird. Now I want a fucking deathcore version of. Yes, I fucking do. Yes, I fucking do.
Imagine having a fucking version of Free Bird. Somebody out there already done it, probably. I'm not surprised.
No, here's the thing. We put it into the ether. You know who's gonna do it now is fucking Nick Nocturnal.
Yo.
If there's a guy that I want to do that song, it would be him. And that's it. Like,
why did Jared Dine pick that shit up?
Or that Canadian kid, what's his name? The guy who plays with the guitars, what's his name?
Did you really just say the guy that plays with the guitars? That do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
I just well, first of all, when I said Jared Dines, Pat lagged so hard, all his face was this when he stopped. And I lost my mind.
You know why? The first thing I thought of when you said that was like, yeah, but he's gonna get 10 other guitarists to do it with him.
Shut the fuck up. No.
or a guitar that contains like 150 strings.
I bet.
Christ. Probably.
I bet. We're converting this table into a guitar.
Stevie T. I think it's Stevie T.
Yeah, Stevie T is one of them.
Stevie T. Yeah.
I like Stevie T as a YouTube personality more than a musician, if I'm being honest.
I find him a good musician.
I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying that's what I prefer. But oh my god. And it's weird because like now my mind is like, okay, what if we got Charles from Buried Alive and Lucas Mann all to just fucking do this Freebird shit? I think I'd cry
to say Lucas
and shit my pants at the same time.
I was literally just about to say
if you get Lucas in the same room with all of these people, he would fire all of these people and do it by himself.
Yeah, he would. He'd be like, all right,
he's not gonna do it.
You're all fired, but your guys are cool.
Out.
But I'm gonna do it myself.
He's not actually going to do it, though.
Yeah.
He's going to copy and paste it into Guitar Pro.
Lucas, you can't just do that.
Reaper.
Yeah.
Hold my beer real quick. Lucas, you can't. Stop, Lucas.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's done.
Hit space right now.
No, now that we've rehashed like every fucking dirty joke, like damn, like we just did everybody dirty just now.
Yeah,
we're all getting canceled at this point.
You were canceled as soon as you made the Hell Raider or Hell Rider. You were canceled right then and there.
Razor.
I don't.
Hellraiser.
Listen, I fumble my words. You know this.
Sure.
I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want.
See, the thing is that like my brain has like gone into full meme mode. So now I'm just thinking of a Motorola Razr cell phone, but with like fucking spikes sticking out of it, like pinhead.
Fuck. I don't know why that gave me the fucking heebie-jeebies for some reason.
Made me think of those dog brushes, you know, the ones that have like all this. Yeah. Anyway.
Let me just point it out real quick, just once again, before Kyle says that I'm gonna be canceled by the comment I made about Hellraiser. Okay. I literally have no problems with like women playing male roles or whatnot. I just think it's such a classic that shouldn't be touched. That's all. I'm a movie critic, you know, per se, because I love movies.
To be fair, we have what, 8 easily, like, just, you know, we could do without Hellraiser movies. I think there's not all of them are gold.
No.
No, not all of them are good.
Yeah.
No.
So that's why to me, like
the last three are just like straight up yikes. It's not good.
Could have done without that.
Yeah, definitely. So Kyle, stop saying that.
But
listen.
Yeah, I think the only other thing I wanted to ask about. Oh, what I missed?
He said, Kyle, you could
I missed something. I don't know what it was.
He basically said, Kyle, you could shut up now. So I was like, what? All right.
Oh man. Oh. Here, hold my beer for me.
The last time Lucas is going to be on the show.
Well, after all, I'm going to be canceled, right?
New Music Podcast and Lucas from Downfall of Mankind beef. I'm fucking done.
I was done when I rolled out of bed this morning. You fucking kidding me?
I felt that hard. All right,
I didn't mean to make it so real, like to bring it. My only other question I had was I'm curious. Like touring throughout COVID must be hard enough, but I have no perspective on what touring through COVID in Europe must be like. So that to me is just something that I'm fascinated by. Like in your experience, would you say that like people are keeping up with the mandates or being safe, or like what is your perspective on that?
I also heard, before you answer, and I don't mean to interrupt, I also heard that Europe said, fuck it, nothing's working, so just have fun. That's what I heard. Like they just got rid of the mandates because they couldn't listen. But no, like I heard that they were like, they did all this lockdown stuff like we're doing, and it's just not working. So they're just like, all right, just do whatever you want, I guess. That's what I heard, but obviously it could be wrong. So
nah, it's not like they did just say fuck it and lift up the restrictions or whatnot. It's much more of like people weren't respecting that much because being locked up at home, it's complicated. You mess up with your head, and with everyone, it's just not in Europe, in the US, in Canada as well. It's the same thing. But then they decided to start lifting up the restrictions bit by bit and letting people go free just to see how far people go in terms of controlling the disease and whatnot. Going to the touring question, it's like our community, and I'm going to keep repeating this, our community is the best community there is. People are so respectful with everything. And like when they tell you to wear a mask, they will wear a mask. If they tell you that you need to be presenting a vaccine certificate, they will like go around the world to take it because they want to see their favorite band playing, or they want to go to a festival and whatnot. So it feels like normal life, but at the same time, it's a bit weird when you're playing and you got like tables, like people to separate people. But like after the first band and the festival is playing, like the second band comes along and just start playing on top of those tables, and like you see people crashing from the top of those tables because they don't give a damn. At some point you're in a metal festival and you can separate us and whatnot. But touring during COVID for us was an experience of going from country to country because we felt like we were alive when we thought everyone was dying. Right. And we could bring happiness to people during this time. So yeah, if you ask me if it was worth it, completely worth it.
I think that just about like that's a great answer to the question, because I know that like for a lot of people it's a risk that some people are willing to take, and for all intents and purposes, if you're willing to take it, go for it. And if you are one of the people who are at risk or something like that, just stay home. You're that group of people that really should do it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was more or less just curious, like, do you have to do a lot of research before going into a lot of these countries to find out, like, what are the different rules and this, that, and the other?
Usually when the promoter is booking the flight, they send you all the information necessary. It's like, look, so you can enter this country, you're going to have to fill this form, and you're going to have to present your COVID certificate. And then we already have those papers written down, like with visas and all and whatnot and all this kind of stuff. So we just roll along with it because it's part of our job as well to make sure we got the right documentation to be entering the country. So yeah, we just got we went to Belgium once. We got called by a promoter to go to Belgium like within a week before the festival, and we just got like all the documents together and just like, boys, we got to do it, let's fucking do it. And then we went and we did 2 dates in Belgium and came back. When he did like a date in France, came back and went to Germany, and that's how we were doing.
No, that's what's up. Because I know that like here in the States, we have a huge black market for the fake vaccine cards and things like that. And I know other countries who don't have the same privileges as we do to the vaccine are more grateful for it. And so the conversation's always different with Europeans when it comes to COVID compared to Americans. Yeah, and for me, it's hell going to work because I have to listen to people bitch about it all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that I don't. I mean, people bitch. The only thing that people bitch about is the mask. That's really the only thing that I hear about.
But this is the least thing people should be bitching about, the mask. Like, really?
I don't get it. I see, like at the start of the pandemic when people like it just started, people were saying, all right, you guys are gonna have to start wearing masks and stuff like that. All right, I was a little bit like, what, this fucking flu's not gonna kill me. It's not gonna do that. I'm not gonna wear a mask. But then like, oh hey, you have to wear a mask to keep your job. I was like, oh word, okay, I'll put it on now. All right, word, I got you. I'll put it on. But like now it's like I can wear a mask no matter what. Like I'm minus the booster shot. I'm fully vaccinated now, and I will still wear a mask no matter what.
3 shots?
No, I only got 2. The booster shot I do not have. I believe Pat
I'm gonna get my booster shot on Tuesday. Yeah.
I meant to get it this month. I'm gonna be honest. I meant to get it this month, but things got in the way. No, I haven't gotten it yet, but I will. I should be getting it pretty soon.
Yeah, but in terms of like restrictions, Europe remains the same thing, and we're going to tour again from February 25th up until March 5th. We're going to tour again. We're going to 6 different countries this time, and applies the same thing. You know, we rolling. We just refuse to stop. You know, unless the cops come over and says it's like you're not allowed to leave your place anymore. We just refuse to stop. We're gonna play in every single hole Europe has for us to play because this is what we were made to do, and that's it.
That's good, and I think that's a great place to close things out. What do you think, Kyle?
Yeah. Also, if you go to the United States, go to New York, especially Albany, please. Please.
Oh, we got something on the works for 2023. Don't worry about it.
Well, just put Albany in the mix here. Albany, New York, please.
We have this shitty little venue called the Fuse Box. I want you to fucking blow that place up.
That would be fucking amazing.
Within the first chord.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Swear to God, yeah. Yeah.
But real talk, if you ever do come through Albany, Empire is where you be. Empire is like a brand new venue, and I know you guys will have a great time and you'll sound good. So Empire all the way.
Fuck yeah, man.
But I believe we will wrap this up because it's probably like way too late for you at night.
It's 20 to 4 in the morning now.
Jesus fucking Christ. And I thought I was a night owl.
Well, I messaged him the day before, Pat, and like I told you, he's good to go. I messaged him and he's like, so we're thinking about 8 o'clock our time. Is that all right with you? He's like, all right, so that's 2 o'clock a.m. Yeah, I'm good. Are you sure?
Yeah.
He's like, yep, don't worry about it. Okay.
Everything for the boys, man. Everything for the boys.
If you say you're good, I'm gonna take you at your word for it, man.
Yes, sir.
I think the way we used to wrap this up was we would ask people who you wanted to shit. I think that's how we used to do it. I don't remember anymore. Yeah,
somebody to shit talk or thank. Mostly shit talk.
You cut when you were saying, so I didn't really hear what you said.
Yeah, it was
shit talk or shout out.
Yeah, shout out or shit talk people. Whatever one you'd like.
Yeah, I want to shout out people. I don't really want to shit talk about anybody. I don't.
That's cool. We did enough of that today.
Yeah, we did enough. Yeah, we did enough of that.
Kyle did. Let's just
listen. I have to shit talk somebody. Come on now. I can't get these death threats for no reason. Like I need something here.
They got to start up in the ante though.
Yeah, I know. They're starting to get stale. I'm not gonna lie.
Right, anyway, Lucas, who do you want to shout out before we give you the virtual boot?
Yeah, I want to shout out to my band members for keeping up with me throughout this whole situation, the whole COVID that we've spoken of, to be fucking as crazy as I am, to be running around the fucking continent and doing what we love to do. I want to give a big shout out to our manager as well, who's been helping us like a big bunch in achieving our dreams. I want to give a shout out to these two boys who called me over to the podcast once again. Kyle and Patrick, I love you dudes, like for real, from the bottom of my heart. And my family and friends, you guys are amazing. To my girl as well, Linda. And that's it.
That's what's up.
There we go. So,
all right, now
you all know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. I want you to share it to everybody. And also, I want you to hit that bell button. I want to hear police reports how bad you hit that bell button. And I want you to follow our boy Lucas here. He's doing hell of a work, hell of a job for covers. And obviously, he's a cool dude, obviously. And he's not getting canceled, trying not to. And that's it. Get fucked.